All right, so welcome to another deep dive. Today, today we're going to be looking at something that I think is really cool. We're going to peek into the world of a day trader,
Yeah.
and we're not going to focus so much on like charts and algorithms, all that stuff. We're
No.
going to look more at the workspace and routines of a day trader,
Okay.
kind of get into the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So the trader we're going to be looking at is this guy that goes by the name of Shades.
Sheets. Okay.
And yeah, he's got a YouTube channel, and in this particular video, he gives us a full tour of his workspace.
Cool.
And it is full of surprises, let me tell you.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, first of all, he's got this multi-monitor setup,
Okay.
which you kind of expect,
Yeah.
but it's not like over the top, you know?
What?
It's not like this Wall Street extravagance you might imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got his phone, which is specifically for executing trades.
Mm-hmm.
He's got an iPad that's basically just for his Discord community.
Okay.
And then he's got several other monitors that are just for charting and analysis.
Okay.
What I thought was really interesting is he really emphasizes how affordable his whole setup is.
Oh, interesting. So you don't need to have like all this fancy equipment.
No, you don't.
All the top of the line, really expensive stuff. Interesting.
No, not at all.
Okay.
But here's where things get really, really interesting.
Okay.
Beyond the the essential trading technology,
Right.
he's got this whole other side to his workspace.
Okay.
So he's got a whiteboard,
Mm-hmm.
and it's full of trading ideas,
Okay.
but it's also got like video plans for his YouTube channel.
Oh, wow.
He's got notes for learning Japanese and French.
Wow.
He's even writing a book on trading.
Wow. A lot going on.
I know, and that's not even all of it. He also mentions that he likes to work on animations and he likes to sketch in his free time.
So this isn't just like a day trader. He's got like all these other interests. Huh. It's not what you typically think of when you think about a stereotypical day trader.
Not at all. I mean, it's quite a departure. Yeah.
Do you think, I mean, what do you make of all this? Do you think all this stuff, all these other interests and activities, do you think that that complements his trading? Or do you think it's just like a way to unwind?
That's a great question. It's hard to say, but I think it's more than just a way to de-stress.
Yeah.
This guy, I mean, you can tell just from what you've said already that he's a very driven person.
Right.
He's got all these interests, all these activities going on. He clearly likes to keep busy.
Yeah.
And I think all of these things likely feed back into his trading somehow.
I thought so.
Well, think about like the patience and the discipline that it takes to learn, a new language,
Hmm.
or to like master a complex skill like animation.
Right.
Those same qualities are really important for being successful in trading. That's true. Yeah, it's a very emotionally driven field.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to be able to control your emotions. You can't get caught up in the hype.
Right.
You got to be able to think strategically.
So you're thinking it's not so much that he's compartmentalizing all these different areas of his life, but that they all kind of feed back into each other.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I think he even talks about using those, unrelated activities to his advantage.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, he says even when he's passively watching the markets, he'll be studying Japanese, or he'll be reading a book about, some random topic. He doesn't like to just sit and stare at the charts all day.
Oh, okay. So he's staying busy, staying engaged.
Right. He finds it unproductive to just sit there.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it's interesting because it really speaks to his mindset.
Yeah.
He's not just focused on making money.
Yeah.
He's also really dedicated to just personal development, continuous learning, things like that.
Right, right. And even his workspace kind of reflects that that commitment to personal well-being.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What do you mean?
He's got like an adjustable gaming chair.
Oh, right.
He's got blue light blocking glasses,
Mm-hmm.
to protect his eyes when he's, staring at the screens for a long time.
Right.
He even takes regular breaks to exercise.
Wow.
And he's got a heavy bag and an electric bike.
That's cool.
I mean, he's really thinking long term.
Yeah. He's not just thinking about, making money right now. He's thinking about, how can I do this sustainably?
Right. And it's, it's a high pressure career.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So it's impressive to see that level of, I guess, self-awareness.
Yeah.
You don't always see that.
Mm-hmm. He seems to recognize that to be successful in the long run, You have to, you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Physically, mentally.
Absolutely. And, even the small details in his workspace are kind of interesting.
Oh, really? Like what?
Like, he's got this extra monitor,
Mm-hmm.
and he openly admits he doesn't even use it.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
He just has it there.
I think we can all relate to that.
I know.
Wanting one more screen.
I think it's just like that feeling of, like you always need more information.
Yeah.
You gotta stay connected.
Right, right. Got to have all the information at your fingertips.
But I mean, in a way, it also kind of speaks to his personality.
How so?
He's clearly curious. He's always wanting to learn new things.
Mm-hmm.
And, that extends way beyond just trading.
Right.
And speaking of that, remember that whiteboard we were talking about?
Yeah, the one with the trading ideas on it.
It's also full of like video plans and notes for learning languages.
Wow.
Even random doodles.
So he's a multitasker.
He is.
Got a lot going on up there.
It really makes you wonder, do you think all that multitasking, do you think that makes him a more effective trader?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Or is it just who he is?
I think it's probably a combination of both.
Yeah.
On the one hand, it suggests that, he's really good at processing information, being able to manage multiple streams of input,
Right.
which is probably helpful in day trading.
Yeah.
Things are happening really fast. You got to be able to keep up.
Right.
But on the other hand, it could also just be, a way for him to stay mentally stimulated.
Yeah.
Maybe prevent burnout.
Yeah. Avoid getting bored.
Right. Exactly.
That's really interesting. It's like he's balancing things out.
Yeah.
Not just between work and leisure, but between different types of mental engagement.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of different things, let's talk about something that is really surprising.
Okay.
This guy, Shades, loves animation.
Really? Wow, that's unexpected. How did a day trader get into animation?
That's a good question. I think it reveals a lot about kind of his overall philosophy.
Okay.
He just got curious. He wanted to try something new.
Right.
He wanted to, push his creative boundaries a little bit.
Yeah.
And he actually mentions that he had no prior experience with animation.
Oh, wow. So he just dove in.
He did.
That's cool.
And he was drawn to the challenge of it, the
Yeah.
opportunity to learn something totally new.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. It's really cool to see how he embraces that challenge with the same kind of like enthusiasm and dedication that he brings to his trading.
Right.
It seems like he's just constantly trying to grow and evolve.
Yeah. Always learning new things.
Yeah.
Trying new things.
And it's pretty inspiring.
I agree. It's a great example of, not being afraid to step outside your comfort zone
Right.
and try something new.
Yeah.
And it really ties back to, I think, a broader theme that we're seeing here with Shades.
Yeah. What's that?
That life isn't just about, making money.
Right.
It's about pursuing your passions, exploring your curiosity, and constantly pushing yourself to grow.
Absolutely. It makes you wonder, what seemingly unrelated activity or hobby could actually enhance our focus and productivity in our own fields.
Yeah. That's a great question.
Something to think about.
Yeah, definitely. What if learning to play a musical instrument could make you a better programmer?
Right.
Or what if volunteering at an animal shelter could help you become a more empathetic leader?
Yeah.
The possibilities are endless.
Right.
And I think that's really the most inspiring takeaway from this whole deep dive. It's not about just copying what Shades does. It's about adopting that mindset.
Absolutely. That mindset of continuous learning, exploration, and finding those unexpected connections.
Exactly.
Well said.
Yeah.
All right. So welcome back to our deep dive into the world of Shades, the day trader who's kind of challenging our ideas about what it means to be successful. So in part 1, we looked at his workspace. We saw how diverse his interests are and how much he values his well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's get to the core of his operation. Let's look at his training philosophy.
Yeah, this is the interesting part. From what we've seen so far, he doesn't seem like that typical impulsive, risk-taking trader
Right.
that we see in the movies.
Yeah.
He seems to be much more, I don't know, like deliberate, thoughtful in his approach.
He definitely emphasizes patience, discipline, and avoiding that that fast money thing,
Yeah, that's a big one. A lot of people get caught up in that.
especially in day trading.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm curious, how does that actually translate into his strategy? What does he actually do?
Yeah, like what specific techniques or approaches does he use to implement that slow and steady philosophy?
Well, he talks about focusing on long-term growth instead of chasing those quick wins.
Yeah.
And he believes in finding what he calls big runner stocks.
Big runner stocks. What are those?
So those are stocks that have the potential to go up significantly.
Okay.
Have a really big upward movement.
Got it.
And he holds on to them for a long time.
So he's not like jumping in and out of trades all the time.
No.
He's more of a what is it? Buy and hold.
Buy and hold, yeah.
Yeah. It's a classic strategy, but it takes a certain type of person to be able to do that.
You gotta have a lot of conviction.
Yeah. You got to be able to, tune out all the noise.
Right.
And it sounds like this guy, he's got the right temperament for that.
Yeah. I think so. He even mentions, like when he's watching the markets, he's also doing those other things.
Right. All those hobbies and other activities.
He's learning languages, sketching, working on animations.
Huh. So he doesn't let the market data consume him.
No, he doesn't.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. It suggests that he can detach.
Mm-hmm. Even when things are, kind of crazy.
Even when the stakes are high.
So maybe all those other activities actually help him stay grounded.
Yeah.
And prevent him from making like emotional decisions.
Right. Which is so important in trading.
Oh yeah. You can't let your emotions get the best of you. You'll lose everything.
Exactly.
Oh.
So maybe that detachment, maybe that gives him an edge.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. While other traders are, freaking out over every little blip in the market,
Right.
he's staying calm.
Right. He's looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah. Focusing on the long-term trends.
Which is, slow and steady wins the race.
Exactly.
Right.
And that brings us to another interesting aspect of his philosophy.
Okay.
His relationship with money.
Yeah. He's pretty open about the fact that he used to think that money was everything.
Mm-hmm.
But then once he was successful, once he, had money, he realized that wasn't actually true. That's pretty common. I've heard that from a lot of people who achieve financial success.
Yeah. It's like they get to the top of the mountain and they realize the view isn't that great.
Yeah, exactly. And then they start, searching for something more.
Some kind of deeper meaning.
Right, some greater purpose.
And it seems like Shades has found that purpose in using his money to help others.
Oh, that's great.
He talks about wanting to raise other people up.
Mm-hmm.
And he uses this really nice analogy. He says, life's about helping other people's boats rise in the sea.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, I thought so too.
It's like it suggests this interconnectedness.
Yeah.
We're all in this together.
And he doesn't just talk about it. He actually does it.
Oh, really? What does he do?
Well, remember how he takes those breaks to exercise?
Yeah.
He says he often uses that time to brainstorm ideas about how he can give back to his community.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So he's not just, making money and keeping it all for himself.
No.
He's using it to make a difference.
Right.
That's really inspiring.
Yeah, it is. And it's not just philanthropy. He also really likes to share his knowledge with others, especially new traders.
Oh, cool. How does he do that?
Well, he's very active on his Discord server.
Okay.
And he provides guidance, answers questions, even shares his trades.
Wow, he's very generous.
He is. And he's very transparent about his process. He wants to help people avoid, the mistakes that a lot of new traders make.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's like paying it forward.
Exactly. Which brings us back to his love of animation.
Okay.
It might seem like a weird hobby for a day trader, but it actually plays a big role in his teaching.
Oh, really? How so?
He uses animation to create these really cool, informative videos that explain, all those complex trading concepts.
Wow. That's a great idea.
Yeah, he believes that visualizing things is really helpful for learning,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it comes to something like trading.
Right.
So he's taking those two seemingly different things, trading and animation,
Right.
and he's putting them together
Yeah.
to create something that's actually really valuable.
It's a great example of how, creativity comes from combining different disciplines.
Yeah.
When we expose ourselves to new ideas, new ways of thinking,
Right.
we get those aha moments.
Right.
And those can lead to real innovation.
Absolutely. And it's not just about professional success. It's about, personal fulfillment.
Yeah, finding that sense of purpose.
He's not just making money, he's building a life that's, full of experience and positive impact.
Hmm.
And he's doing it all with this really great attitude.
Yeah. He seems like a very positive person.
He is. He's always encouraging people to embrace challenges, to explore their curiosity, to never give up.
Yeah, and he's living proof that approach can lead to success.
Well said. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the world of shades.
Yeah.
This guy, he's really shown us that success isn't just about making money, right?
Right.
It's about living a well-rounded life.
Yeah, it's about, having those passions, pursuing those interests.
Absolutely. And he's also really committed to personal growth,
Yeah.
So in the first two parts, we looked at his workspace. We talked about his trading philosophy, which is very patient,
Yeah.
And we talked about how his relationship with money has evolved over time.
Mhm.
But now I think it's time to kind of step back and see what we can learn from all this.
Yeah.
What are the big takeaways?
Yeah, definitely. What stands out to you?
Well, honestly, I think it's the way he blends all of his different interests with his trading. He doesn't see them as separate things. He
Right.
finds those connections,
Mm-hmm.
and he uses them to fuel each other.
Yeah, he's constantly learning, experimenting, pushing his boundaries.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a big reason why he's so successful.
Yeah, I agree. He's a great example of what they call multipotentiality.
Potentiality, huh?
Yeah, it's basically the ability to excel in multiple fields.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. And, it's a good reminder that we don't have to limit ourselves to just one thing.
Yeah, I like that. And it's not just about having a lot of interests, it's about really engaging with them.
Mm-hmm.
Shades isn't just, dabbling in all these different things. He's really going deep.
Right. He's seeking mastery and then finding ways to apply those lessons back to his trading.
Exactly. Like, remember those animated videos he makes to explain trading concepts?
Yeah, that's a perfect example.
He's taking these two totally different things, trading and animation, and he's creating something really unique and valuable.
Yeah. And, that's often how the best ideas are born.
How so?
Well, when you combine different disciplines, when you expose yourself to new ways of thinking, that's when the magic happens.
Oh, I see. It's like you're creating this fusion of different perspectives.
Exactly.
And that can lead to real innovation. And it's not just about professional success, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this approach the Shades has, it seems like it's also giving him a lot of fulfillment.
Yeah, he's not just making money, he's creating a life that has meaning.
Yeah, he's making a positive impact. Remember that analogy he used about helping other people's boats rise in the sea?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think it really speaks to his values,
Yeah, it shows that he's not just focused on himself.
And it's really refreshing to see that, especially in a world that often equates success with, just money and individual achievement.
Yeah, it's a good reminder that there's more to life than that.
And the best part is he's doing it all with this incredible enthusiasm.
Yeah, he's very inspiring.
He really is. He's always encouraging people to push themselves, to never give up on their dreams. I love that quote of his, don't give up, push forward, even when it seems hard. Go after the things you're passionate about. Try new things as well. You never know.
Yeah, that's a great quote. It's a good reminder for all of us.
It really is. And so as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of Shades, the day trader who's redefining what it means to be successful, I think it's important for us to ask ourselves, what have we been putting off? What's that thing that we've always wanted to try, but we've been too afraid or too busy to actually do? Maybe it's time to dust off that old guitar or pick up a paintbrush or finally enroll in that language course. You never know. It could unlock a whole new level of creativity and fulfillment, both in our work and in our lives.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great takeaway. Shades has shown us that it's okay to explore our interests, to try new things, and to never stop learning.
And who knows, maybe we'll even find some unexpected connections that will help us achieve our goals.
Yeah, or even redefine what those goals are.
That's a great point. So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing those boundaries.
And most importantly, never give up on your passions.